I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look.
City out, this the Bogart, my God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog, family secure. They shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, when tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation fall through. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my tail, so try to warn them niggas we play arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Rap, y'all down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember, I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
These motherfuckers got scraps too. Don't get caught lacking. Y'all seen these old cowboy movies? You go to the bar, nigga, you about to get tried. You go out in the bar, you got there drinking with your brothers and that shit, and you about to get tried out here. But don't be caught lacking. Don't kill your brother off some bullshit, man. Don't hurt your people, man. This is for protection only, man. I got family out this bitch, man. I got brothers out this bitch. I gotta protect somebody trying to run up on us. We lacking. What we gonna do? Fight a nnigga with a machine gun? Now we're gonna bust your ass. We'll cut your head out. Bring it back to the Lord, man. UBK shit, man. Hey, man.
She say I'm obnoxious. Say I got way too much confidence. Say it's a problem. All I do is try to pull one. Say I'm a monster. But really, it ain't nothing. I'm just like my brothers. But shit, you know you look better with me, yeah. Girl, you look better with me. How I pull up and then shock. I do my dance on them, what the fuck? How I judge, run it up. Come and fetch a girl, boy, stop. Okay, you know you look better with me. I put on with lines. I'm a judo with a nigga pride. I'm just like a lion. Want my woman cook, clean, fuck, and shut the fuck up, yeah. I got positive word about that you in adultery. Hey, but shit, you know you ain't going nowhere. Hey, checking my move with the bass. Try to walk me to the place. Ice on me, come and skate. You really hoe wanna escape. Yeah, we up, fish your face. Or outwork me, what you think? Pretty girl, good taste. Wanna know all my traits. You know I'm on attention. I'm James Brown to the Israel. Bullets long, yeah, extensions. The nigga hate what they mention. I pull up how I'm gifted. I'm Mike Jackson with the fist. Beat it like I'm Thriller. She say I'm obnoxious. Say I got way too much confidence. Say it's a problem. All I do is try to pull a woman and say I'm a monster. But really, it ain't nothing. I'm just like my brothers. But shit, you know you look better with me, yeah. Girl, you know you look better with me. How I pull up and then shock. I do my dance on them, what the fuck? How I judge, run it up. Come and fetch a girl, boy, stop. That's okay, you know you look better with me. Bitch, you basic. If you don't want a South Coast nigga, you just a ranking. And really, you ain't even damn exquisite. And bitch, you fake it. Wanna rush a dog seat nigga in the picture I painted. And I mean, everywhere I say T, I give you some flavor. But I guess you ain't even want to take it. Bitch, you outdated. And you done gave it up for some paper. You just like your main man. Start with 3 damn baby daddies. Spit what you thinking. You were thinking with your damn bars, huh? You the type motherfucker wanna pull up, how the fuck when the fuck, huh? Then beat it from the back, no damn attack, it was just for lunch, huh? Dirty damn bot pussy bitch, wanna talk shit on the low, huh? Want this everybody with, cause you don't even know how they say I'm obnoxious. Say I got way too much confidence, say it's a problem. All I do is try to pull a woman, they say I'm a monster. But really, it ain't nothing, I'm just like my brothers. But shit, you know you look better with me, yeah. Yeah, you know you look better with me. How I pull up and then shot and do my dance on them, what the fuck? How I chill, run it up. You come in fast, girl, boy, stop, bitch. Okay, you know you look better with me, damn. I don't know, trying to get right with the preacher, probably on the low, huh? What the fuck you talking about, girl? You already know what the fuck we on, huh? We ain't passing down, bitch, but you get right, what you already know, huh? Bitch, you know you look better with me, yeah. Seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they on down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. See a man reach out to God before he died? Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, and that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig. I
seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
Live. Let's clap it up, clap it up, clap it up for class. Make sure y'all can hear me. Give me a 1, 2, 3 if y'all can hear me out there in the world. I am Captain Tazaryach of ICBK under Commander Jenny Hanna. I will be holding down the scripture breakdown class for Jenna Hyman. Today's topic I have, Donald Trump empowered Lindsay Clancy. And boy, this Lindsay Clancy is showing y'all a lot about white women specifically. What this is showing, when we talk about our oppressor, or when we talk about the white man and his perpetual hatred and his perpetual lust for blood, nobody ever thinks about the white woman. Oh, not the white woman. Not that lily pure driven snow white woman. She's so innocent. No matter how much you talk about the immaterials, no matter how much we see about white women lying of what black men have done historically, for some reason, white women have been allowed to get a pass. I think, hey, can you check outside for me, Shema Waller? They've been able to get a pass. And this case is showing you, when you see white men, I don't know if you could find this during the show, Aisha, white men are actually leaving their girlfriends over this. Because white women are defending Lindsay to where the white men, and you know it's bad when a white man don't want to be with a murderer because he love killing. It's going to be bad. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, I'm going to answer all your questions, solve all your problems. I like saying, I told Jenna Hyman earlier this week, I said I'm gonna steal what he said on the grill. I don't know if y'all I hope y'all didn't see it. I hope y'all didn't see it so you could think it's mine. So I could say, yep, I came up with that. But I told Jenna Hyman I was gonna steal his angle, which I damn near, if y'all follow me long enough, y'all know damn well when I be on them platforms, they be like, yeah, Jenna Hyman told him to say that. Jenna Hyman said this. Jenna Hyman said that. He's in my ear all day. I wish I could get him out my ear. He's in there all day. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. So we're going to get into your subject. So the first thing I'll do is take any questions in the class, and then I'll take questions online. If we get zones coming in, just let me know what zones we got coming in. So I'll start with questions in the room. Any questions in the room?
Questions in the room.
All right. I'll take the questions online.
Okay, so we got a question from Model War 144. Asked Long Cap in 1 Samuel 18 and 10. How did Saul prophesy when he had an evil spirit on him?
Oh, let's read it.
Sir, 1 Samuel 8 and verse 10. Or 18 and 10.
You said it said 1 Samuel 18 and 10?
Come on.
Is that the verse?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand.
Give me I'm sorry, wait. So can anybody answer? Well, can we read where I'll say, so in 1 Samuel 18 and 10, when it says, and it started at verse 9.
Verse 9.
Yeah. No, wait. Start at verse 6.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing
the women
and dancing.
came from, now, David come out from slaughtering them, from unaliving them Philistines. Them women came out in droves. They singing and dancing, all hoping to be one of David's. Go ahead.
Okay. It said the Philistine, so that's talking about Goliath, right?
Well, yeah, yep. Go ahead. It's gonna be more than that. It's gonna be more than that. Go ahead.
Singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played.
Now these is women. Go ahead.
And said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s.
Jesus Christ. Read verse 8.
And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him.
Why did the saying displease him? Who knows why the saying displeased him? Anybody? I saw.
Just made him jealous, envious of the attention he was.
Right, that made him jealous. It made him jealous because why? It made him jealous because he wants all the praise, and the reason why I had you start here because I think the Most High that's not something that lives here in this school.
Right.
There'll never be a time where a brother is gonna get praise, and somebody's gonna say, "Man, I don't like him." Well, how my man say? What's that Minister Society? Was that what movie was that? Was like we gotta drop a dime on him? Belly. Like in Belly. Yeah, we got to drop it down, man. I don't like that shit. It's not going to be like that, but that's the spirit that Saul had. Saul, first of all, Saul was afraid of Goliath. David unalived Goliath. David had got rid of spirits off of Saul before. I don't know if this is before or after, but David would play a harp. He would play certain instruments or certain chords that would get the spirit off him. So David didn't do anything to Saul. David did what Saul asked, and Saul got jealous at the praise that David received. Right? Keep reading.
And he said, "They have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands."
And that's why he was jealous, because he thinks the praise, and this is praise of women. Y'all got to be very careful of that, because women is silly. Women silly and stupid. You see, the girl Yada was with that man for 8 years, getting her ass beat to sugar honey iced tea. I'm trying not to get my TikTok channel banned. Getting beat to sugar honey iced tea, but as long as he was paying her, it was okay. What women should be finding out is high value men are abusive men. Because every story that I run with some high value man, he's an abusive man. Even in the Israelite world. What did Deacon's wife say? She thought she was getting what? A high value man. She holding the door. She's sitting in the chair in the door, trying to hold the door back like this. She like this. Don't kick the door in. Don't kick the door in. This high value man kicking her door in. High value men are abusive men. So you cannot let women praising women are giddy. If you take your woman, your married woman, to an R&B concert, you gonna hate your woman. Listen, don't go to the Usher concert. I ain't even talk about Usher picking your woman out the crowd. Just don't go to let your woman go to that Usher concert by herself. If you go to that Usher concert with your wife, you're gonna have a whole different opinion of your wife. You're gonna be looking at her, and she just gonna sing, "I'll be your groupie, baby," a little too inviting. That "I'll be your groupie, baby." That "I'll be your groupie." It's gonna go left field. Don't do that, because and she gonna say, "I didn't mean nothing by it." And you know what? She probably don't, but she just giddy. She can't just listen to the artist singing. She think the artist is singing to her. So even with these women here, these women, they think David is for them. David just doing his job. Saul's just doing his job. You can't get offended at praise, but Saul did, right? Read the next verse.
Come. Or it's like it is more on that verse. And what can he have more but the kingdom?
Now, this is prophetic in itself, because we know Saul, kingdom was being taken from him from not unaliving all of those Amalekites. So David sees in Saul what the Samuel said was going to happen. And so now David is going about, Saul is going to make it his business to make it that can't happen. Read the verse. Verse 10, I'm sorry.
Verse 10, come. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times.
Now, when you look up this prophesied in the midst of his house, right? And these are one of the rare times you actually would look up the word in Hebrew, because when you look up that word in Hebrew, or when you look at the way that it's written, it'll tell you he pretended to prophesy. Now, If someone has an evil spirit on them, can they prophesy? Is my question. Ashar, what you gonna say, Ashar?
I was gonna say concept. I was gonna say I'm thinking about Caiaphas.
Caiaphas was had an evil spirit. What was his evil spirit about?
He didn't want to lose the power he had.
And what would he do? What was he trying to do? So Saul trying to unalive David for the kingdom. Caiaphas is trying to unalive Yahushua for the kingdom. They both prophesied. Now, in this text, it doesn't say what the prophecy was. But having an evil spirit does not mean you can't prophesy. Because Caiaphas prophesied that Yahushua would not be unalive for just that nation, but that he would gather in one the 12 tribes of Israel. So you'll know if it's a prophecy or not, if it comes from the Lord, if it comes to pass. Now, we can't read. I was trying to read to see if there was a prophecy that he actually gave, but I don't see. All it says was he prophesied in the midst of the house, and David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. And when Saul cast a javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it, David avoided. So it doesn't say what he prophesied. So that's why I answered it by saying, you can prophesy, because Caiaphas had an evil spirit, and he prophesied too. All right, I'll take the next question.
Colonel Khan. America's Burning asks, Salaki, if I may, can I get a general breakdown on 2 Corinthians 4 and 1 and 2?
Okay, let's go to 2 Corinthians 4.
2 Corinthians 4 and verse 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God.
This is a good scripture. What's the ministry? Who knows, Aisha?
Teaching Christ.
Right, doing the work. So it says, seeing we have this ministry. Now, when you read the end of 2 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, it's about us having the Spirit of the Lord. So now, go for context, read 2 Corinthians 3 and 16 and 17.
2 Corinthians 3 and 16. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away.
Christ took away that veil of our not being able to understand what Moses wrote in the law. What Moses wrote in the law, and listen, let me tell you, if I could thrash these fake Israelites on Clubhouse, there's some God First gang group. They are trash. This man on there representing the God First gang said, it is not adultery to take another man's woman out to dinner.
What?
He said, let me rephrase. He said, it's not a sin. Is what he said. And then I says to him, so then he says, so I asked him, I said, well, if your woman went out with another man and it's not a sin, what would you do? He said, I would kick him in his chest. I said, well, why are you kicking him in the chest? He said, because he's taking my wife out to dinner. So I'm confused now, because if it's not a sin, why wouldn't you mind? Because he knows, and I know, that lead. First of all, if the man is asking to take your woman out to dinner, he done already had sex with her in his mind. He just need to convince her. And if her giddy ass, think about us, what I was just talking about, if her giddy ass go, what'd that tell you? She's trying to get sex by that man. And if you lived with the veil over your eyes, you'll believe that adultery is just, if I take my private part and put it in this woman's private, if I don't take my private part and put it in this woman's private part, I have not sinned. The beauty of the Bible and the beauty of Christ is taking that veil off. Do you know how dangerous it is to play that game of, I'm just not going to put my penis in a, so you play it all out in your head to get this close. And then what do you think is going to happen? That's why even in the Apocrypha, it says, sit not at all with another man's woman, nor at the wine. Can you imagine y'all on that date, y'all at Longhorn, You crack a joke, she crack a joke. Soon as you see that smile, you like, gotcha, bitch. That's what you're saying. So why go through that? But when you have that veil over your eyes, you will get on an app and say it is not a sin to take another man's woman out. That's the veil that they have. What we have is the veil taken away. The first thing we would say to any woman is, do you have a man? That's the first thing you would say to any woman. You damn got to bust it down like, are you sleeping with somebody? Are you intimate with somebody? You got a homie, lover, friend. You got to bust it down, because in this society, intimacy is so prevalent and not counted. They had intimacy an hour ago, but they ain't got no man. Now, with that veil that we have, there is liberty that come with that veil. Read the next verse.
Come. Now the Lord is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty.
That's the liberty we have. The liberty we have, and it's such a free thing. I don't know about y'all, but the freedom of understanding the spirit of the law far outweighs the letter, because the spirit puts you in a mind state to where you avoid a lot of pitfalls being in the spirit. If you're struggling with marijuana, you're not going to the places you used to hang out. If you struggle with women, you're not going to places where scantily clad women would be. That's the spirit. The letter would say, I'm going to test my strength. I'm going to just go there anywhere. I could do it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing but smell. Next thing you know, you smoke. Yeah, I slipped up. Well, why did you go? I thought I could handle it. That's the letter. The spirit is, I know I can't handle it. I know if I smell this marijuana, I'm going to smoke it. So I'm not going to go. I know I can't be around scantily clad women. If I'm around them, I'm paying strippers. I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay away from that element. That's the liberty. That's the liberty that the spirit of the law gives you. In the case I was just saying, the spirit would say, I would never go and take another. I would never even think about taking another man's woman out. But I don't even understand that. So when read verse 18.
Verse 18. But we all, with open face beholding, as in a glass, the glory of the Lord.
Now, we in all open face beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. So now that glass is clear. The glory of the Lord is there. Go ahead.
Are changed into the same image from glory to glory.
And that's something that you got to let sizzle in your spirit. When you're changed into an image of glory. So you have to actually be the glory that you think you're the image of, or that you was changed into the image of. And that should put something in you where you should think about how you speak, how you talk, how you be accountable, especially if you're in Israelite school or UPK. I tell brothers all the time, you are never speaking for yourself anymore. Your life as an individual, that's why Israelites don't want to come in here. Because as an individualite,
right,
you can say whatever you want. You look at this scripture, glory to glory, it is nothing to you. Because I see so many individual like Israelites teach and do, change doctrine. I've seen Israelites be in mid-argument with somebody and change their whole doctrine. You don't even stand on nothing. But when you in here, that life is over.
Right. Because
whatever you say, Commander General Yohana said, General Hyman said, General Tazaryach said, General Haas, General Katham, General Kabal, General Shamar, everybody said it. Captain Mashak, Captain Tawa, everybody has said it once you say it. So you're not representing yourself. And Commander General Yohana has that glass of glory. If he has that glass of glory, then we have it. So when you out there walking and stepping, you got to be in that spirit. When they see you, if it's 20 individuals around you and they see you, they should know that you are different when they see you. When they see you, they should come around you and say that you're different. I remember one time they had this council at the National Black Theater. They had some conference there. It was like different Israelite groups. It was Kemet dudes, and it was me, Tazaryach, and Kawaga Bar. And when we walked in there, other Israelites was there. We dap them up. We dap up the Kemet cats and all of that. And so many people came up to us and said, now we see the difference between y'all and them. Because everybody knew we didn't move like them. Now, if we did the same things as them, then they said they all the same. I don't want to be looked at as all the same. I want to be looked at as different. I like being called a rebel, crazy, cult leader. All of that is good business to me. The day that they say I'm like everybody else, I messed up. And that's how you should look at it. The day that they look at you as the average man on the street and not an Israelite lunatic is the day that you are failing your glory. Now go into the next verse. Now you're going to go to 2 Corinthians 4 and 1.
2 Corinthians 4 and 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry,
seeing that we got this ministry, go ahead.
As we have received mercy.
And we got mercy because ain't none of us get this of ourselves. This is all because of the Lord having mercy on us, Christ fulfilling the mission the Lord gave him. We did nothing to earn this. Nothing. The only thing that we have to earn now is the kingdom. That's our job. If you want to know what your job in life is, fear God, keep the commandments, earn the kingdom. That's your job. Keep going.
We faint not.
And you cannot be weak. Being weak does not work in here. I would say, listen, I was on Sinetta's channel and I'm listening to Sinetta, and every time Sinetta would bring me an argument where God so-called failed, and I would say to him, well, what were we supposed to do and be obedient? It reminded me why people struggle with God. And people struggle with God because God is your mommy. That's who God is to you. When you do something wrong and you know daddy coming, you know what's coming when daddy coming. You getting punished. Whether it's physical, verbal, or punishment. You can't go outside. But you know there's a consequence coming if daddy's coming. Oh, but when mommy coming, it's going to be as short-lived as I could finesse mommy. How many of y'all, listen, I played the game. Listen, I finessed the hell out of my mother. That's all I used to do. I used to argue with my mother left and right. My mother, I used to argue with my mother so much, my mother would find my father in whatever heroin drug den he was in. And a heroin father could correct me easier than my mother because she's a woman. And we look at God as a mama. And when God is a mama, God can't punish me. God has to forgive me because I'm just a human. We all make mistakes. We all fall short of the glory of the Lord. So they've turned God into a woman. That's their God. Whereas when you don't faint, God didn't create us to be weak. You see it all throughout the Bible. The Lord is a man of war. Job 40:7, gird up your loins like a man. He never said like a sissy, like an effeminate, like soft, like a 50. He never said do none of that. So if you're going to be doing this ministry and doing this work, this is not the time to be weak. Christ said in Luke the 18th chapter, men ought to always pray and faint not. And that's what this is saying. When you go do this ministry, you're supposed to faint not. Read verse 2.
But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness.
That's right. If you're weak, you'll be dishonest. If you're weak, you'll be dishonest because you're afraid of whoever you're around. If you got to lie, you're afraid. If you want to know if you honest or not, just know if you lie, you faint. Just know if you lie, you weak. You lie to your woman, hey, I'm going to such and such. I ain't got no other ribs. You gonna be my last rib. Don't be dishonest. You telling your general, or you telling your camp leader, yeah, I gotta watch the kids, I got a slavery, I got this, and really, it's your woman saying, I'm tired of you going to camp. Sis, you got your hand raised. If you're gonna speak, you just make sure. Can you get that sister that mic? No, it ain't your fault. It ain't your fault.
And then we got a couple of super chat questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question about the
Can I finish this, bro? I thought it was a question on this subject. Is it on this subject? Okay, you give me 1 second. But keep the mic though. So you can't be dishonest. You can't walk in craftiness. If you try to get out of the work of the Lord, you are dishonest, and that's crafty. Keep going.
Nor handling the word of God deceitfully.
Yeah, you can't come in here with no heresy. That's another thing I think the Lord. Listen, I ain't been in the truth that long. But what I do know about my time in here, there will never be a heresy in here. We will kick you the F out. I'll make it my business. I would glory in punishing you out of this school. Doesn't matter, because you cannot handle the word of God deceitfully. It has to be pure. Keep going.
But by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God.
How do you commend brothers or sisters? When they come in this school, you build them up. Hey, what's going on? Where you from? How you doing? Where's your family? Oh, okay, that's what you went to. You commend them. Every brother or sister, when they come into the truth, they're going to tell you everything about themselves. They're going to tell you their whole life story. You commend them by not trying to condemn them for what they did in the past, because if what they did in the past is over, there's no need to condemn them for what they did. You commend them by building them up for even walking into this truth. When the Bible says, wide is the gate to destruction, the road is narrow, and the angels rejoice when one person come in here. So you commend them by hearing their stories and then building them up. They made a mistake in the past. Well, brother, we all did stuff like that. Sis, we all did stuff like that. And you bring them closer, because what happens in the church, they hypocrites. They'll condemn whatever favors them in the Christian church. So you cannot be like them. So that's how you commend everyone to ourselves, commending ourselves to every man's conscience. Your conscience is your brain. So when they come in and they don't know what to do, how to serve the Lord, that's when you give them the truth. That's when you give them the law, statute, commandments. That's when you give them counsel. That's how you get every man's conscience correct. And here's another thing. Never be afraid of asking for counsel. When I came into this truth, I used to wear out General Hazayon's phone number like it was going out of style as a young man. Then it was General Mayak's turn. Then it was General Hyman's turn. In that order. Then it eventually became Commander General Yohana's turn. Everybody I've called for counsel and advice because I don't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. And you got to come in understanding you don't know nothing. You come in here, you come into the truth thinking that you know something, you failed already. You ever have a cat come in here, yeah, let me drop this on you, you know what I'm saying? I know this cat tell me, yeah, I'll come into your school, but if I come in, I got to be a 5,000 because I know more than these other niggas. I'll be like, nah. I say, you'll never come into school. You'll never. All right, I answered that. Before I do them super chats, sis, you had a question on the law, you said?
Yes. I was supposed to go to a funeral for one of my friends' mother, and she wasn't far from it. But then when they gave me the information, they had a Zoom link on it.
Right.
So instead of me going, I went to Zoom. Now I want to know, was I still unclean for 7 days because I went on Zoom?
No, sis, you was not unclean. Being unclean, you would have had to be in a room with a dead body. All right? All right, next question.
So we got a $4.99 super chat from one of none. Was going back and forth with an idol worshiper today, and he brung up Deuteronomy 23:7-8. I'm usually cooking, but I got stomped with this verse.
Yeah. I asked that brother, I won't answer his question. Yes, I asked that brother, is he in the school? Is he an officer in the school? And then once he answers that question, I'll answer that question.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'll take the next one.
We got a $5 super chat from Drop City. Can you please explain Ruth and Rahab, how they are Israelites?
Because we said so. So, well, I don't know why he's saying Rahab is an Israelite. Rahab is not. I'm going to let General Hyman break that part down because I think I heard General Hyman said that. And so before I answer or before I respond to that one, I'll talk to General Hyman about that one. But Ruth is an Israelite. the same way Elijah is an Israelite, the same way Caleb is an Israelite. Why am I using those two? Elijah is only called a Tishbite in the Bible. There's not one verse that calls him an Israelite. And Caleb is called a Kenizzite, but he's also the chief of the house of Judah, chief of the tribe of Judah, I should say. And so when it comes to Ruth, a lot of people, because it calls her a Moabite, they think she's a Moabite. If you was to get a map of the plains of Moab, where that was at, those plains of Moab was actually in the land of Reuben. So more than likely she was a Reubenite and live amongst them. There's also a part in there where Ruth tells Naomi that her gods will be her God. What that's talking about, somebody give me Exodus 22 and 28. And Exodus 22 and 28. And I'll find the one, her God, my God, her God. Don't read Exodus 22 and 28 yet, though. Don't read that one yet. Find this one. Let me go to Ruth. Ruth is a one. In Ruth 1:16, it says, and Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee or return from following after thee, for whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God, my God. So most people look at that as if it's talking about a different God, right? Now, read Exodus 22 and 28.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not revile the gods.
Does anybody know what gods this is talking about? It said, now imagine, and this goes to a Jesus God cut too. Imagine we only have one God. The commandment says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. But this verse here says, thou shalt not revile the gods. Read on.
Nor curse the ruler of thy people.
So who's the gods in that verse? That gods is plural too. I remember in the world, Christians say, yeah, let's talk about the other gods. God got respect for the Egyptian gods and stuff like that. Don't speak against them. Dead ass. So who's the gods in that verse, Aisha?
The rulers in the land.
Yeah, the judges and the rulers. Because if you go up to verse I thought it was verse 8. Bear with me a second. And thief be found. Neighbors. God damn it. Hold on. Let me just search it real fast. I'm gonna be mad. What was 8? Okay, go read X 28, 22 and 8. Just 8, verse 8.
Verse 8. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges.
Unto who?
Unto the judges.
Now, if you was reading both Exodus 22 and 8 and Exodus 22 and 28 in Hebrew, that word judges would be Elohim and the gods would be Elohim. So when Ruth is saying, your God will be my God, she's talking about her judges. The judges that Naomi was going to be under is the same judges she was going to subject herself under. That's the subject she was talking about, right? So did the other cat answer the question?
Not yet.
Not yet? I need him to answer that question. I need to know. I need to know if he's an officer in the school, and then I'll take his question.
Come on.
All right? I'll take the next question.
Shout out to some of the jewels. People send in 30 jewels.
Most High in Christ. Shout out to Reese Peanut Butter Cup. I like Reese. Shout out to you, Reese. Appreciate the. Go ahead. Hezekiah. Shout out to you.
Come on, Atlanta has a question.
Big up to Atlanta. What's going on, Atlanta? Hey, I'm about to make my way down there. I'm gonna be interviewing. I think I can say this publicly. I'm gonna be interviewing Jagged Edge member soon. I'm gonna try to do it in person. This brother is an Israelite. You know, he's always known he was an Israelite. He actually reached out to me the other day, so I'm gonna make a trip down to Atlanta. Probably bring him on the Tommy Show. So that's what I'm working on next. I would like to tell y'all what I got coming up also, but I like stuff to be surprised. So we'll see. But what's up, Atlanta?
What's high Christ? Shalom on the Christ, sir.
Hey, shalom.
Yeah, about Shem Shabbat thought, sir.
All right.
I got a quick well, I got two questions. One, could I Baba Kashai, with your grace, if I could get a breakdown on the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 8 through 9.
All right, you can read it.
Come on.
Oh man. Uh-huh. You can read it whenever you're ready.
Come on, I got it now. This is the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord commended the unjust steward.
The Lord did what?
Commended the unjust steward.
He commended the unjust steward. Go ahead.
Because he had done wisely.
Do you know what this is about?
Somewhat, sir. I wanted to hear your breakdown, but somewhat.
Okay, perfect. So when go up to verse 1. Read verse 1.
Come on. Verse 1. And he said also unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods.
Now, the rich man is the Most High. The steward is the Pharisees. This is the parable that Christ is giving, so y'all can understand. So what Christ is saying is that the steward is being accused by the rich man of wasting his goods. His goods are the sheep or the children of Israel, so everybody can understand. Now, I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to talk about it as a rich man steward and the goods, okay? Keep going.
Verse 2.
Wait, before you read, to people listening on TikTok, I'm actually doing a class, so it's hard to kind of see your questions. This is for y'all to learn. That's what y'all learning on TikTok. Salaki. Go ahead, brother.
Come on. Verse 2. And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward.
Now, the steward's job is to make sure that the children of Israel are keeping the commandments, keeping the high holy days. So when he says give account of your work, produce your fruit. Like, you know, in the Bible, when it says you would know them by your fruit. So they should be able to produce something that shows the Most High that the people that they're in charge of are obeying his commandments, doing what he said. Right? Read.
Verse 3. Then the steward said,
otherwise he would no longer be the steward. If he can't prove his work, he would no longer be the steward. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 3. Then the steward said within himself.
Now, as we read the rest of this, I want y'all to visualize the Christian church, because it's the Pharisees back then. It's the church today. The church today are sitting in what you would say, on what they believe is Moses' seat. They think they sit in that authority. From the Roman Catholic Church, the Protestant, Methodist, Baptist, they tell you they speak for the Lord. And the Lord is calling them to give an account for their stewardship. Then the steward says within himself, read.
Okay. What shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship.
Now, here's what's heavy. The steward don't even try to come up with something to present his argument for doing the work to produce his cause, because he knows he's not doing the work of the Lord. And so now he says, what am I to do, for the Lord taketh away my stewardship? Keep going.
Come on. I cannot dig. To beg, I am ashamed.
When he say I cannot dig, you see these nails? I get these nails done every week. Pick up something. That's what I got the deacon board for. That's what I got the trustees for. I don't carry nothing. Hey, listen, all I do is push to start, press the gas. They even open the door for me. Now, you think I'm a dig? You think I'm going to go get another job where I have to dig to beg? I ain't about to beg. You know, I just get in front of that pulpit, say the Lord need his 10%. Close the doors. That's what I extort. I don't beg. You think I'm about to beg when I could just say close the doors? You see how I got them in control? Keep going.
Come on. Verse 4. I am resolved what to do.
Ooh, I got an idea. Oh, I got an idea. Keep going.
That when I am put out of the stewardship, they may receive me into their houses.
When I lose this job, and I know I'm gonna lose this job, but I think I know how to still keep these people. They've been, and you got to think about this. They already obeying his wickedness before he lost the job. So what he's saying is, how can I keep them following me being wicked, even when I lose the job with the Most High? Go ahead.
Verse 5. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him.
So now everybody that owe the Lord, he calls them to him. Read.
And said unto the first, how much owest thou unto my Lord? Verse 6. And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take thy bill and sit down quickly and write 50.
So now he took that $100 debt, made it 50. What do you think they're gonna follow? You think they're gonna pay the 100 or they're gonna pay the 50? Oh, they're gonna pay the 50. They're not paying 100. Keep going.
Come. Verse 7. Then said he to another, and how much owest thou? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, take thy bill and write fourscore.
Listen. Now, what did he lower? What did the Pharisee and what did the Christian church lower? What did they lower? But that's why I say Christian, so you can understand the debt. What did he lower?
The bar.
Say it again.
Sir. The bar.
Take away the law.
Oh,
what did the Christian church say? The law is done away with. You don't owe God what you think you owe. You only got to do this. All you got to do is believe Jesus is God, believe he died for your sins, and that's it. I can still eat pork? Yeah. It's not what go in a man that defile him. It's what comes out the man that defile him. We celebrating Christmas? Yeah, it's about praising Jesus. Don't think about Santa Claus. And even if you do Santa Claus, that's for the kid. You know the best line in Christian church? God knows your heart. Now, as Christ is giving this parable, read verse 8, because 8 and 9 is where your question is. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Now, this is something that it takes a long time to understand how to maneuver in this, right? But who can understand when it said, now first, he commends the unjust steward because he had done wisely. Is God saying he did a good thing? He's not saying he did a good thing. What he's saying is, this cat is slick. Okay, I see the game you playing, and this is for the disciples to understand and for us to understand. When he's saying that they did wisely, he's saying that they were slick. So when you look at the Christian church today, you got to understand they know the game just like this cat. They know what to say to Christians to get them to pay that money. Listen, yo Christians, they won't lend to the poor, but they will give to their pastor who is rich. In the same church. You know, if somebody is poor in the church, the only way they give that money to the poor is if the pastor has mercy and say, let's give this money to this poor person. But the pastor collects their riches every day, every week. That's why he's saying he's wise. And then he goes further. Read after wisely. Read after wisely.
Come. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
That's heavy when he says in their generation, because it's for a time. Why are the children of this world wiser than the children? Wait, now read verse 9, because they go in hand in hand.
Come. Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitation.
So now, when it says they're wiser, the children of this world and their generation are wiser than the children of light. Why is it saying that part first? Who can gather that part? Can you gather? I know you asking the question, but y'all know how I teach. You're gonna ask the question, I'm gonna have you read it, and then I'm gonna ask you what you think about it first, right? Now, what do you think that that's talking about when it says the children of this world are wiser in their generation than the children of light? If the children of light are represent us, what are the children of this generation? What are they?
They're like the scammers.
If the children of this side is light, what is the children of? There's only one thing the children of this side can be. That's right. Now, what rules do the children of light have?
The law.
The law, right? Law, statutes, commandments. And what can confuse you is your innocency. Because when that's why, Christ said, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You got to be wise enough to deal with the children of darkness, but harmless enough that you don't offend your brother, that you don't offend the Most High. You got to be able to balance being around the children of this generation, which are wise, meaning which are slick. And you got to be able to see it. And sometimes we be too innocent and righteous and pure, and we want to do things right, and we don't think how to be righteously slick like them to understand them. Where the children of darkness, what's the famous phrase? Get it out the mud. When you in the mud, all that matters is getting out of it. It don't matter if you have to hustle, steal, rob, whatever it is. If you look at every darkness kingdom, or what they say, every billionaire has a horror story. When you go to their horror stories, you see all the evil acts and evil works that they did to establish what they became. That's what he means when he says that. When he said the children of this generation is wiser, because the children of light, if you're sincerely serving the Lord and you're failing, and the Lord asks you that question to give an account, you would actually plead with the Most High to give an account of why you deserve to keep it. But if you're the children of darkness and it's just about the hustle, you'll be like Creflo Dollar and said, even keeping the 10 is against God. I guarantee you his plate filled to the top at that point. You want to say something? You got the mic? Just make sure the mic is the mic on? The water. Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we just read. When it says they lowered the debt, they lowered the standard. And here's the wild part. We love to have it that way. And go to Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah 50 and 7. Let me see if that's it. Yeah. Listen, I go everywhere with this nigga here. I thought of Jeremiah 50. Nah, Shema Wale, me. Hey, no, Salakia, it's not that verse. Somebody read Jeremiah 5 and 31. This is some, and you gotta, and this, when it said the children of this generation is wiser than the children of light, you have to know this, even as you go into the darkness to fish them out. You got to be able to talk to the children that love. Wait, read the scripture first.
Come on, sir.
No, wait. I'm gonna have him read Jeremiah 5. The brother gonna read it in here, Atlanta.
Oh, come on.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
The prophets prophesy falsely.
The prophets do what?
Prophesy falsely.
The prophets prophesy falsely. Go ahead.
And the priests bear rule by their name.
And they bear rule by falsehood. Go ahead.
And my people love to have it so.
That's what they know about us. They know as long as they appear godly on the outward, Long as they say God loves the sinner, he hates the sin, they would fill up that church. That's what they would do. You can stop there. So now go back. Now read the rest of Luke verse 9, I think is where you read the first part. I'm sorry. When it says make yourselves friends with the mammon, read that part.
Come on. Make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness. That
Now,
when
the
ye
mammon is talking about money. So it's saying, and I say unto you, who's the you?
the Pharisees?
No, the you is anybody reading this. The you is everybody, including the disciples that he's talking to. That's to every last one of us. When it says, I say unto you, because as you listening to this parable, you see this unjust steward is lowering the debt. You see that the children of the light are not as wise as those of darkness. If the darkness means more to you than the light, make yourselves friends to the mammon of righteousness. Go ahead.
That when ye fail, they may receive you.
That when you what?
Fail.
When you fail. When you come in here, think about the first question we was talking about, the liberty, 2 Corinthians 4. When you come in here and fail, it's better to be the friends with the mammon of unrighteousness. So when you fail, keep going on.
They may receive you into everlasting habitation.
You know the sad part? When most fall, they don't get received. I seen Gorilla fall. I ain't seen him get received. I seen Gorilla fall and go on no jumper and thought he had a fly ass outfit on. And the girl he tried to seduce said he looked like a Bama. And he up there, yeah, I got the fresh fit on. And what was crazy with the Gorilla Hebrew one, there was a part where he's getting, they know him as an Israelite. So now he's saying, I'm about God and Gumby. And the cat, I forget the cat's name. I think he's in a drug rehab now. I forget the cat's name, but he's like, I thought, and he looking at him real peculiar, but like, I thought you was about like the Bible and like and now he's the child of darkness. Looking at this cat, like, damn, I thought you was about God. And the crazy part about that is the darkness knows you're the light. And they'll come to you when like with darkness people, they don't always want to be dark. And they make themselves feel good by being around somebody that they deem or see as good. But when they see the good be like them, you know what it does? It empowers them to be dark. And then they're looking at, I'm gonna see if I can find a video. He's looking at Gorilla like, damn, yo, like looking at him in pure disappointment. Like, damn, I thought we had one. Listen, I had a young brother come on my live stream. I had a young brother come on my live stream the other day and told me directly, he said, Cap, you can't let us down. I'm like, what you mean? He said, man, I seen what Hebrew did, man. He said, that shit broke my heart. He said, you can't let us down. Now, I ain't never gonna do that. But my point in bringing that up is that's how people look at you. You think your mama ain't looking at you as your mama might reject what you believe in, but she's looking at your spirit. Your sister might, your brother might, your cousins, your friends, everybody around you. And the minute that you look like them again, they're going to be disappointed. And they're going to say, see, that's why I ain't in that bullshit. Look, that nigga couldn't even last 2 weeks. Couldn't even last a month. What, you want, this pork sandwich? Mama say she got the turkey necks with the pork neck bones or whatever they put in there. She got it right and ready for you. And you thinking they're receiving you goodly, but really they receiving you like, man, that nigga was a waste of time. And you actually hurt the body. So what that verse is talking about is you can pray that you make friends of the mammon of unrighteousness because you're going to fall. So we cannot be an unjust steward. That's what we can't be. We can't look at our life and take for granted being in charge of people is a light thing. When people hear you say something, somebody hears Commander Jenny Hanna make a decree, they treat it as if the Most High said it. And that's how they should say it. Same thing for the generals and captains. When they see you speak, if you're a priest and officer in the Israelite school of UPK, when you say it, that's how they look at it. And you got to hold yourself to that standard. You understand that?
Come on, the water, sir.
No sweat out. Anything else?
That was it, sir.
I'll take the next question.
So the brother from the super chat earlier followed up. He said, I'm not in the school, nor do I claim to be. I'm from the Bay. I'm not sure if you guys have a school out here. Just looking for the guidance.
Now, put his super chat question back up there. Hey, and I appreciate the super chat response. Now put his super chat question back up there. I will answer his question.
It says, I was going back and forth with an idol worshiper today, and he brung up Deuteronomy 23 and 7 through 8. I'm usually cooking, but I got stumped with this verse.
Yeah, you should have got stomped the whole entire fuck out. You should have got stomped because you ain't authorized to teach. That's why you got stomped. The truth is not pickup basketball.
Right.
It's not recreation basketball. Skip to my Lou. You ever see what's they call it? What do they call it? The basketball cats. Skip to my Lou. N1 basketball. Them N1 basketball players, are they in the Hall of Fame? Are they in the top 50 greatest basketball players? Because there's only one place you can be certified as a basketball player. That's the NBA. You see CFL or Arena Football League? Are they the greatest football players? No, because there's only one place you can go to be a great NFL football player. To get a doctorate, you can't do no side hustle and be no damn doctor. Them women be going there getting cement put in their asses and dying and all that bullshit because they're going somewhere where they're not authorized to teach. And you got your ass whooped on Deuteronomy 23, 7 and 8 because you are not authorized to teach. And I wish y'all would stop teaching without getting taught. Hebrews 5 and 12 says, before you can be a teacher, you must first be taught with milk. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Get Deuteronomy 23 and 7.
Sir.
Get Deuteronomy 23 and 7.
Deuteronomy 23 and 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
Now, let me tell you something. It's a milk scripture. If you in here, it's meat if you out there. Because the minute they say abhor, what is the world going to bring? Why are they bringing that scripture? Who knows why they bring it up? Going to be 23 and 7. Say what? Who knows? You going to say something? No, that's true. But okay. But they're bringing Deuteronomy 23 and 8 for a specific reason. What's the reason that they're bringing it up for? You're not wrong. But what's the reason that they're bringing it up for? That's important. Asha?
The things that we say about white people are mean.
Okay, you right too, but you ain't on it in the back. Y'all all right. Y'all all right. But here's a skill I want y'all to battle. It's in the verse. They
believe that abhor is the same as hate.
Thank you. They're bringing Deuteronomy 23 and 7 up to say that we cannot hate the white man. That's why they bring it up. Now, before I break it down, how you cut Deuteronomy 23 and 7, what is Deuteronomy 23 and 7 saying? It's saying it brings up two nations. It brings up Esau, Edomite rather, and it brings up an Egyptian, right? That's what we read about, right? Does that mean we can abhor Chinese people? Anybody else? Can we abhor Chinese people? Can we abhor other Africans? Can we abhor Arabs? Why not? Y'all not wrong. When you said yes, sis, that was wrong. We cannot abhor, but why can't we abhor?
Shouldn't be doing yourself, becoming like them.
No. So we can't abhor an Edomite nor Egyptian, but we also can't abhor any other Hamite. We can't abhor an Arab. We can't abhor none of them. The point of this verse is you can't abhor an Edomite because he's an Edomite. When y'all brothers in the school, and hopefully sisters, I don't know about the sister because she was like, she abhorring these niggas. So when you see a white person, do you go up arguing with them, condemning them? Do you do that? Why? Now, I want y'all to get this skill. The skill that I want y'all to get is to teach right here. You're not abhorring them because they're not doing nothing to you. That's what this scripture is talking about. What this scripture is saying, if an Edomite or Egyptian comes into your land, you're going to treat him fair. You do not abhor him. You do not treat him evil because he's an Edomite. That's different than saying the white man is the devil. That's different. That's different than saying the Lord is going to punish the YT man for the crimes that he committed against us. That's different than saying I'm not trusting the white man. You're not abhorring him when you say that. Because why are you not trusting the white man? Because he showed he's not trustworthy. He made himself Jesus. He enslaved us. So you're saying we should love the man that enslaved us? You got to ask them that. We should love the man that enslaved us? And then say, show me in the Bible where I'm supposed to love the man that enslaved me. Right? That's what abhor means. Now, somebody go to the book of Psalms 119 and 163. And if somebody else go to Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes, where is that? Is it 8? Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm mad as hell. I can't find it. Read Psalms 119, 160, Ecclesiastes 3. So I have somebody read Ecclesiastes, whole 3, Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, but I want Psalms 119 and 163 to be read first.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 163.
Mm-hmm.
I hate and abhor.
I what?
I hate and abhor.
And you got to ask them. I thought hate was abhor. This just said I what?
I hate and abhor.
Those are two different words, ain't they? They two different words in Hebrew. So if a verse says I hate and abhor, and Deuteronomy says thou shalt not abhor, why are you bringing hate into the conversation? Because I don't abhor. I have never abhorred an Edomite. I have never looked at a white person and said, you devil, you this, you that. I've never done that. For the most part, listen, I was on the phone with Bryce, what is this guy's name? Let me look on my Instagram real fast. I was on the phone with this white kid. Listen, I had white people. White people bought me Jordans, man. Now, listen, I'd say the most craziest things to white people to their face. People know how I feel about, they know how I feel about them. I was on the phone with Bryce Crawford last week for about 45 minutes. Joked, laughed, had fun, and he knows how I feel about them. I didn't abhor him. Now, it'd be different if Bryce called me and I say, man, you damn devil, why you calling me, man? Don't call my damn phone. Who gave you my number? Now, that, if you want to say that's abhorring, you want to say that. Because then they say, why you do it? Because he's a cracker-ass cracker. Now, that's abhorring. If Bryce did something to me that was foul, like Vocab Malone, for example. Vocab Malone is a terrorist. Vocab Malone is a school shooting waiting to happen. He has a sadomasochistic lust to get abused by Hebrew Israelites. I'm saying Hebrew on purpose. I normally wouldn't say Israelites. That's his lust. But I never abhorred him. I don't mess with him because of something he tried to do to my account. I still didn't abhor him. As a matter of fact, I remember Vocab called me because he was in the UK, and I actually tried to facilitate working with the brothers in the UK. I never abhorred them because I don't have to. So Psalms 119 and 163 says, thou shalt not, excuse me, I hate and abhor every false way. Now go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
To everything there is a season.
Woo. That's cold. Go ahead.
And a time to every purpose
So,
under the heaven.
So to everything there is a season, and to everything, and a time, I'm sorry. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So there's a time and a season for every purpose under heaven. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. A time to love.
A time to love. Go ahead.
And a time to hate.
A time to what?
A time to hate.
A time to what?
A time to hate.
How do you determine the time to hate? Wait. How do you determine the time to love? Now, time is so imagine a clock going around the clock, going around the dial, and somewhere around that dial is a time to love. How do you know when to love? Anybody? When somebody's showing you love, right? Giving you a reason to love, right? So how do you know when it's a time to hate? When they're giving you a reason to hate. And all you got to do is ask the Christian that loved the white man, give me the reason why I should love the white man. Just give me the reason. Give me the reason. I'm about to sing again. They're going to be like, Cap singing all day. You just got to give me the reason to love the white man. And I'll give you every reason to hate the white man. So to the young man, brother, he asked for a number in Cali. Put this number in the chat. Sure. I'm about to give you. This is Captain Gaddaha, my Nigga. Me and him got it out the mud, me and Gaddaha. You want to say something?
I think he said the area.
I don't care where it's at, man. Shalakia.
Ready when you are, sir.
Me and Gaddaha got it out the mud. Listen, me and Gaddaha, I love talking about Gaddaha because me and Gaddaha, I remember Gaddaha, they used to be this brother. Listen, height does not mean strength. I'm going to just tell you that right now because there was a brother taller than me in height, but about 6 years old in strength. But he outranked Gaddaha. And I needed Gaddaha to be over him. Boy, when Gaddaha got over this brother, and Gaddaha just took off in California. The reason why there's a bay in North and, what is it? Northern California, Southern California, all that is because of Gaddaha. That brother went out there and built it. So put this number in the chat, 619-259-1083. And you call that number. You said what?
I put it in there while you was talking.
Oh, you know the number. Okay, all right. And give that number a call and stop teaching. I remember when I was, listen, brother, just so you know, I'll show you how I did. I was dumb like you too. When I was a trooper, I used to be on Facebook battling. And then I was told to come to the school early. My dumb ass thinking I'm coming to get some praise and glory. I'm like, oh, they bring me to class. Maybe I'm getting officers test. That's how stupid I was. I was a trooper. I was trooper Tazaryach. They said General Haas hit me up, and here's how stupid I was. Now General Haas hit me up already to tell me to take posts that I'm battling with down. I'm battling all the GMS on Facebook at the time, because I think it was like a video where Ricard was like, I was sleeping with my white woman last night. I'm battling them on that, but you can't sleep with white women. General Haas tell me to take the post down. I take the post down. Sunday he hit me up. He was like, yeah, General Hyman wants you to come to class a little early, about 5 o'clock. I'm like, I bet. Now, I hadn't received the officer's test. I'm thinking, damn, I'm about to get the officer's test. I'm about to get a bit. I'm about to pass this bit, boy. Woo. Man, I went in there and walking in that room. Like, this is back on 41 Garrett Road. This is before we had the downstairs. We just had the upstairs. And so I go in, and they got the first office. And when I walked in the room felt like walking in the principal's. It didn't feel friendly. It didn't feel friendly anymore. When all my whatever ego I had just slid out the door. And Gentleman Hyman proceeded to and he didn't do it he did in, like when I was telling y'all earlier, when a young man make a mistake or when a young man coming into the truth, you don't tear him down. So he didn't even do it in a cruel way. He showed me I should not be teaching, and he was right. I should not teach. I should not post another scripture. I should not do another breakdown until I was authorized to do so, and I obeyed. So I implore brothers, if you have not been certified to teach, do not teach. Do not do a video. Do not make a class. Do not do none of that until you have been authorized to teach, because when you go out there, and as he said, he got stomped out by Deuteronomy 23:7. Stomped out. I wish I would say somebody stomped me out. Can you imagine that? He got stomped out. And what I don't want that brother to do is now take this information that he learned today and go try to win on Deuteronomy 23:7. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to get stomped out by another verse. Then he's going to get stomped out by another verse. And he's going to keep coming to me to get the question answered. I'm going to take his super chat, but then I ain't going to answer his question. And I'm helping him by not answering his question. Because if you have not passed your officer's test, you are not certified to teach. Just look at all these Israelite groups falling left and right. I'll take the next question.
He did. He sent another 199 chat. He said, "I deserve that cut. Always appreciate."
Most High cry. I like niggas like that. Let me tell you something. All of this is a test. When I talk to you, and it's gonna appear aggressive, because remember, I'm not your mama. I'm talking to you like a brother or your father. That's how I'm talking. I'm not talking like your mama. If you want to get coddled, go somewhere else. They got plenty of candy canes you can go to. They got plenty of WNBA teams you can go to. You know that We Got Next, that's a WNBA slogan. That's when the girl said, "We got next." So when you hear "Who got next? We got next," that's a WNBA slogan. It wasn't said before the WNBA came out. So if you want, there plenty of places you can go. When I talk to you that way, it's to see what type of man you are. The Bible says you got to be to the kind, you got to listen to the kind and the froward. I can be both. I appreciate the brother accepting the correction. Now, I don't know he really did it when he calls Gadol and gets in class. I got a brother in here. What's your Hebrew name again? Nasaya Allah. Let me tell you, Nasaya Allah, man, this brother travels all the way from where? This brother travels all the way from Pennsylvania, right? What was your TikTok name? What was it TikTok? Decoding the Archive. Fly ass name. This nigga Decoding the Archives. He probably had every blackety black in that mother scooter. Every blackety black you could find was in there. Decoding the Archives? Man, I could decode something. And then, now, and I used to go in his rooms and everything. And then one day I found out he was a student in the school. And he got the rooms. I go in there and I say, "Hey, brother, you know what you're going to have to do, right?" He said, "I'm going to have to take this TikTok down, right?" I said, "Yup." And how many, did you have a lot of followers?
Yeah, I actually lost like 30, and then little by little I
start gaining the back and stuff. The brother lives used to be rocking. And when I told him he had to drop that live stream until he was certified to teach, you know what he did? He dropped that live stream. Because it's better to be correct than to be wrong. Now, when he go back to Code and Archives, he could tell them, "Yeah, I had to go away. I had to get some newfound decodes. I had to get some newfound knowledge." And this shit gonna go through the roof. You know why it's gonna go through the roof? Because he's certified now. He gonna get out there and be teaching, dropping the knowledge and all of that shit. That's what you want. Somebody put on TikTok, said obedience is better than sacrifice. That man sacrificed his whole ass out there. He got stomped out. Damn. He got heart. He even put it in there. He got stomped out. That's a game. Listen, I like to talk like that. You know who I used to like in that blackity black world? I used to like Seti. I used to like the way he talked. Like mad aggressive. Like I love aggressive talk. Because if you can train that aggressive talk on the right-hand side is the bomb. And I'll take the next question.
Sir, a quick question from
what's your question? Wait, hold on one second. What's your question? You got to make sure you mic, sis. Now you got the mic over there. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask,
You say if you're not an Israelite?
If you are.
Okay, so you're an Israelite. You're in the truth. Go ahead.
Right. And they ask you to go to a funeral and go to the location of the funeral. Do people usually do that?
If you're an Israelite in the truth, the funerals that you would go to is usually someone close near to you. So I wouldn't go to a friend's funeral, but my brother's funeral, I went to his funeral. He's close to me. If it's somebody close to me, I would go to the funeral. It's not unlawful to go to a funeral. But the work of the Lord is more important to me than a funeral. So if it's someone close to me, I would go. But if it's not someone close to me, I'm not going to a funeral, because I know if I go to the funeral, I cannot do the work of the Lord for 7 days. And I already punish myself when I can't do the work of the Lord. I don't need 7 days of feeling like I offended Most High because I went to Pookie's funeral. I'm not going to Pookie's funeral. I'm not doing that. But someone near to me, I would go. All right. I'll take any questions, other questions in the room? All right. I'll take the questions online.
Sir, from Syracuse, Officer Akia is asking from his slavery. Salakia, I was wondering if it's unlawful or unclean to have a traditional native dancing stick. I wanted to get one.
I don't know what that means. A traditional native dancing. He said skit or
Stick.
skirt? Who?
Stick.
Okay, you gotta watch them sticks, man. That stick. Them natives. You ever seen the totem pole? Them natives is diabolical. I would look at that stick. I remember a brother made a stick for me. I showed it to General Hyman. He said that looked real Hamitish. So there's a stick that you can make. There's a Gadite stick that you can make that's extremely Gadite. And then there's a native Indian stick that you can make extremely native Indian. So you got to make sure that it's not tied to some pagan ritual or some pagan god or some pagan deity. So I would look at that first before I do anything else.
Khan. The brother said in the comments, Seti's aggressive talk brought me to the HOK, then I found my captain.
Most High cry. That's it. Listen, Tazaryach came here through the conscious. Listen, that conscious community, they did a great service. When they walked in front of us on the 125th Street, remember Shema Walla? We wasn't on that side of Lenox. We was on the side. Whole Foods wasn't even there. It was like an abandoned building. We was out there, and I remember seeing these. It was like a sea of niggas just walking around, because you could see them coming around the corner because it was a parking. It was an open lot, like a vacant lot. And I see them walking around, and I'm looking like, what these niggas about to do? They got cameras and they homies, and Polite had his hoe out. Excuse me, his garden tool out there. I'm on TikTok. Polite had his garden tool coming out there, and I knew she was a garden tool. Listen, she probably is a full out escort or something right now. Full out. So, so, man, can you delete Mika's comment? Boy, listen, I just gave her moderator badge back. Delete that damn comment. So now, when they came out there and we start battling them, ain't none of them here no more. But we are. So they did a great service, man. Shout out to Sarnetta, man. Give Sarnetta a round of applause. Sarnetta never coming into the truth, but he feeds this truth. He feed it. That man feed it every time he serve up some cat that he think gonna beat us, and he think he gonna find the right guy that's gonna stump us, but it just ain't gonna happen. He don't realize he doing the work. Listen, that's an example of Caiaphas. That's an example of Saul. Sarnetta is not an Israelite. He's not in the truth. When I'm saying not an Israelite, I'm talking about following Israelite, but he is an Israelite by ethnicity. But he's not an Israelite. He's not one of us. But that brother has a spirit on him that feeds the Israelite school of UPK. He bring all of them here. So shout out to him. Matter of fact, Commander General Hanna will be interviewed by him this Saturday at 12 o'clock. So make sure y'all check that out. All right? All right, I'll take the next question. Chicago and them ain't got no question? Or they ain't say that.
Chicago does have a question.
Oh, let me get Chicago.
Come on.
If I see Chicago, I know they always got questions. But the bully ain't in here? Tazaryach, he ain't in here today?
Nah, he not here.
Yeah, he ain't want to bully me today.
Hey, shalom, sir. Y'all about Shabbat
What's going on?
Nothing much out of one. Yeah, we do always have questions a little bit, sir.
Mm-hmm. That I
like
know. Hey, before you ask that question, hey, Holy Yahweh, man, stop trying to flood my chat. I'm not taking questions on TikTok. This is just a class. But you can message me and join me on Cross the Line Radio tonight if you want to battle. So to Holy Yahweh, that's a crazy name. To Holy Yahweh, just message me. I will send you the link to Cross the Line Radio tonight, and you can battle and get your butt whipped tonight at 10 o'clock live on Cross the Line Radio. All right, go ahead, Chicago.
And thoroughly whipped. Like it, sir. Hey, so a brother wants to a breakdown, Cap, on out of the Apocrypha on Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13 and verse 22. He said, if I could, Baba Kashah, when the rich man, what does it mean when it says the rich man falleth, he has many helpers? So I'm gonna read the verse out of one. So it's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13 and verse 22.
Start at 21.
21, kind of a
Yep.
Ecclesiasticus 13 and 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
A rich man beginning to fall is what?
Held up of his friends.
Now, what's the point of this verse? What's the point of that part? So imagine a rich man. Why does he have friends?
That's like it, sir, because he's rich. He got resources and wealth.
That's right. So is the holding up talking about money or anything like that?
I don't believe so. I don't want to lie.
It could. So most people are going to think money because they see the word rich, right? But the hold up is anything. Whenever a rich person goes through something, anything, he could beat a woman, she could be abusive, whatever it is, the rich come out and defend them. That's what it means when it says a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends. Think of Diddy is still held up by his friends, right? Perfect example. That's a perfect example. Keep going.
But a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends.
You know how you know a poor man doesn't get helped by his friends? It's because he's poor. If his friends loved him, like the rich man's friends love him, he wouldn't be thrown away by his friends, which lets you know you got to be careful about the friends that you pick, because a friend should never want to see you poor. A friend should want to build you up. And that poor is not just talking about money. It could be in spirit. It could be in health. It could be in wisdom. It could be in family. Now read 22.
Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers.
He hath what?
Many helpers.
Listen, even when Diddy was in trial, they had everybody outside the court. Man, and what bothered me out about the Diddy trial, they hearing how he rubbing sperm on his chest. That's crazy work. Another man's sperm at that.
That was insane.
I don't even. And as they doing that, they outside, free Diddy. Do this for Diddy. Help Diddy. Think of every rich man or every man in power that has fallen, or every woman in power that has fallen, and then think about the help that they got. Listen, Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. As he was falling, his friends helped him secure the presidency. He got many helpers. Because why do you think the people that are helping him, and this is also important, why do you think the people are helping him? Because of the reward they believe they'll get from helping him. But when they look at you as poor, they don't see no reward in helping you. That's what make y'all so great. You know when they talk about Kyrie Irving and what he did? When Kyrie Irving stood and Kanye West stood, you know how more important you are than Kanye West and Kyrie Irving? Because when they fell, they still have millions of dollars. You sacrificed your job. Who's going to pay your shit?
Right.
What savings account do you have that can secure you for 6 months to a year while you lose everything being an Israelite obeying the Most High? That's what makes you far more valuable. When a rich man is falling, he has many helpers. And it says he speak things not to be spoken, talk about his wickedness and what he's fallen for. Read after not to be spoken.
Kanawakan. And yet men justify him.
And they justify it. You know how black people justify a lot? They justify it by a white man. When Diddy was doing what he's doing, they brought up Harvey Weinstein. So what they doing is justifying Diddy's wickedness by bringing up another man's wickedness. That's the justifying. Biggie said, I had to sell drugs to feed my daughter.
Right.
How diabolical that is. So he gonna destroy another family so their sons and daughters can't get fed, so his daughter can get fed. And we justify it. Keep going.
Kanawakan. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuke him too.
They don't love no poor people. A poor man fall, you deserve to fall. They don't have a pity on a poor man because there's no benefit to a poor man. Go ahead.
He spake wisely and could have no place.
The saddest part about it is he spoke wisely, but they don't give him no place to speak that wisdom. You know, they call it, I was told I was a convict. I ain't never spent more than a day in jail my entire life. Not more than a day. And then one time I spent it in more than a day in jail. It was twice. One for, I didn't know that they would actually lock you up for a speeding ticket. I went to jail for a speeding ticket. I'll never forget this story. Y'all know I got stories for days. So I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, and my platoon sergeant came. He was like, Private Gas. I said, what's up? He said, you got $115? I said, no. He said, you going to jail? I said, what you talking about? The Austin police came to Fort Hood, Texas to take me to jail unless I had $115 to pay. And if you stay a day in jail in Austin police, it was $75. So I got to the jail cell at like 1 p.m., 1 or 2 p.m. And because I stayed to the next day, it was $150. That's how I paid the ticket. And they took me and this other dude. And it's just us in the cell together, just me and another Army guy in the cell. This nigga was stressing. He didn't want to eat his food. I said, man, can I get his food? Let me get his food. Like, I said, we wasn't in no gin pot. We wasn't even like an open space with a whole bunch of other people. We just chilling in there. I had to do that twice. There was one other one. I think I had a trespass charge. I was about to beat some niggas up. The cop said, don't come back. I came back. He locked me up. I think I had to serve a day. So I've never served more than a day, but they would tell you I'm a convict. They would look at us, and I'm using us because they look at us as poor. Do you know every Israelite they think is broke? They think every Israelite is broke, don't have a job, don't have no intelligence, don't have nothing. But the pastor that lies to you and really is broke, do you realize every pastor is broke unless you give him money? That's how that pastor is rich. That pastor is rich because he lowered the debt, to go back to Luke 16th chapter. So it's your tithes that feed him. He's the broke one. And he has no wisdom. But when we come with the wisdom, they say, no, we ain't listening to y'all. We don't dress. I was watching this video with Yachty. Yachty was at camp. Captain Yachty's out for those that don't know what I'm talking about. Yachty is at camp. And a brother walks by and says that Yachty looks like a drug dealer.
Damn.
He's in an Israelite garment. And Yachty, listen, Yachty better than me. Yachty is in goddamn Texas. It's 1,000 degrees. And Yachty be having a full-fledged garment on. If I'm in Texas camp, I'm a t-shirt, towel around on my shoulder because it is hot to me. Not the Yachty is out there like it's 70 degrees. And he was told he looks like a drug dealer. And Yachty says to him, why I look like a drug dealer? You know what he said? Because you got a watch. Because you got a chain. And it just mind blows me how we have this stigma of how we look. But the rich, they make every excuse in the world for them. Drug kingpins get mourned and glorified. Big Meech came home, he got glorified for that. You know how messed up, how cold of a world it is where a cat come home from college If the cat come home from jail, the one from jail gets the party, the one from college don't. That's diabolical. He went to college, he went to prison, he probably unalived some cats, sold drugs, messed up the whole community. When they come home, man, we glad you home, black. Brother come home 4 years, college, probably did an extra, what they call it, like graduate degree. He come home, what you gonna do now, nigga? You went to college, what you gonna do? That's the perception that we have. So that's the understanding of that scripture, all right?
So throughout that one.
No problem. Next. Let me know when it's 8:50 so I can talk about these white women.
Come on. Well, quick ones. Brother asked Salaki Adawan, is Daniel in the book of Susanna the same Daniel in the book of Daniel?
Yes.
Sister asked, is there a school for women?
Yes, it's called the ISUPK. Didn't you hear the woman talking all day? The woman can't stop talking. No, let me stop. I'm joking. Sister been talking all day. That's the school right there. Okay. Any other quick one?
Feed Me More 99 asks, in Mark 5:12, a demon possessing a man asked Christ to be put into a herd of swine, and Christ granted this proposal. Why did he do this?
Who knows why he did it? It's in the verse. In Mark, what is that? Mark 5:12? Okay, read Mark 5:12.
Mark chapter 5, verse 12. All the devils besought him, saying, send us into the fire, that we may enter into them.
Now, why did Christ send them into the swine? It's only one answer. It's easy. Read the verse again.
And all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter into them.
So why did Christ send them into the swine? Because they asked him to. That's how simple. It ain't rocket science. Now, the question you should ask is, why did they want to go into the swine? Does anybody know what demons? What you gonna say? Oh, get the mic. Thank you. Appreciate it greatly. Well, the devil was in a man too, so I wouldn't use that argument. But now, what is a demon's job?
To destroy.
To unalive you. That's a demon's job. A demon is, you smoke cigarettes and it says cause cancer. The demon's job is to destroy you. Going into the pigs allowed them to destroy the pigs. Mission is complete. That's it. It's just that simple. Now, can I get into this topic real fast?
Sure.
All right. I got 12 minutes. Did you found the things that I asked for?
Come.
So the title of today's live stream, right? I want the Donald Trump thing first. You got the Donald Trump articles on them?
Okay, sir.
Title of this is Donald Trump empowered Lindsay Clancy. White people have always been, get Psalms 58:1. Somebody grab Psalms 58:1. Grab that. Read that, because this is what white people are. They can't even help it. This is what they are. Donald Trump is the reason why white people are so emboldened to express their desire for blood. I can say that clean on TikTok. Read it.
To the Psalms 58, chapter 1.
You can start at verse. You can just read verse 3.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
They what?
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Okay.
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
That's the white man. Donald Trump is the father of it. You got that article on Trump?
Yes, sir.
Pull that up for me. I want y'all to look at this, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that way they can see it when I talk. Appreciate it. Donald Trump. Fast. No, you fast. You on it. I ain't bullshit. I ain't joking what I said. Donald Trump. What year was this? In May of 2024, Donald Trump was found guilty of all 34 counts. He was convicted of falsifying business record in the first 3. And I remember talking to Julian Dory. Julian Dory is a white guy I did an interview with. And when I brought this up, what he said, but those wasn't really crimes. But Donald Trump was found guilty of these felonies. Was Donald Trump allowed to run for presidency? Donald Trump was allowed to, even though he was a felon. Before him, even look at the historic status. It says they made him the first former U.S. president to be convicted of felony crimes. You see that story I told y'all about? The cop told me I was trespassing, and he locked me up for it. My dumb ass. So I get out the military. I get this job at this stocks and bonds place. I got it through a temp agency. My cousin Lauren, she was working at this temp agency. She gets me this job. It's down at Newport City, Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm working it as a temp. Then they hire me permanently. My dumb ass put that I was a felon on the application. I didn't know. I was like 21, 20. I was like 22 years old. I don't know. I'm thinking I went to jail. I'm a felon, right? So I remember Mark comes to me and asks me to explain it to him. So I explained to him. I say, well, me and my partner was at the club. He got jumped at the club. I went to go beat up the people that was going to jump him. The cops came. They told me not to come back. I left. When I came back, got out the car, he locked me up, and they told me that it was trespassing. That's the story. They fired me. They said, no, we don't need him. Now that's just a bonds job. The president of the United States is supposed to be the creme de la creme. You know, they used to check before Trump was allowed to be president. If you lied on your war record, you couldn't be president. If you lied on anything in your history, if they found out anything negative or something bad about you, you could not be the president of the United States because they held being the president to such a high standard. Until Donald Trump. Donald Trump, being in office, told white people across America, I can be a criminal. Excuse me, I can be an emboldened criminal. I don't have to hide my racism I don't have to hide my racism if I don't want to. I don't have to hide my desire for blood if I don't want to. I don't have to hide my prejudice if I don't want to. And Lindsay and other white men, you get that picture I sent you of the white girls? Look on the email. Look on the email. I don't know how you see that. Is it that one? Let me see. Is that a picture? Pull that picture up. This was Donald Trump inspired. Y'all seeing something. Let me tell you what y'all seeing in the earth. If Lindsay Clancy, is that her name, Lindsay Clancy? Is that her whole name? Yeah, if Lindsay Clancy is found not guilty, little Edomites will be coming in front of the Israelite school EPK talking about, please save us from the white one. That's what's going to happen. Now look at this. All of this is in 2026. In 2020, now, them little two flakes of black girls, don't even disregard them. Not disregard them like the babies don't matter. But I'm trying to show y'all a pattern. 15 mothers, 22 children, 17 of them unalive, 5 of them survived. This is just in 2026 that we know about. That we know about. Now play the video. Play the video. Look at these white girls.
It could be my best friends, and it could be me. So just here to support. We are hearing her. We see that she tried everything. And I really do believe that she went into a state of psychosis.
It felt like the system failed her. She was begging for help and no one was there. I don't know if us being held make her feel any better. I mean, she's living in hell right now.
Now, I'm going to read for y'all something, right? I don't know if I sent this to you, Aisha. Let me see if I could grab it real fast. I want to show you what was found out in the trial. Let me read this for y'all. I might share my screen from here so I can show it. Let me see if I can show y'all. This was found in the trial. Where you at? All right, now. All right, I'm gonna come back to StreamYard. I'm gonna share my screen. All right. You heard me?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen. Boop. Come back here. Let me put it. Add it to the stage. I want y'all to look. I'm gonna read this to y'all. I'm gonna shrink myself down just a little bit. There we go. So I'm gonna read this to y'all. So now this is a white woman. This is one rare white woman. Says, I was wrong about Lindsay Clancy. Here's why. Let's read. It says, she was never diagnosed with postpartum depression or psychosis. This is important. Oh, y'all want to see? Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. But y'all can see. Hold on. Bear me 1 second, y'all. I gotta see if I could flip my camera. Let me see if there we go. All right. Let me see. It says she was never diagnosed with postpartum depression or psychosis. She was not on 13 medications at once. She was not hearing voices. She was not abandoned by a family. These are all the lies that she said that the truth came out in court. She was diagnosed with a mood disorder, no postpartum depression. She just had a bad mood. So all these white women, I'm going to tell y'all why these white women are doing what they're doing in a second. She never psychosis and went to a variety of doctors who all prescribed different medications which she took unreliably and simultaneously. She only heard her voice one time, and that was before she unalived her kids. Extremely atypical for psychosis, because when you have a psychosis, you don't hear a voice one time, you hear a voice multiple times, and the voice don't stop. Then it says, she carefully planned, let me back this up. She carefully planned her children's unalivings down to the minute. She researched the distance of a restaurant she asked Patrick to go to, added on a last-minute errand before he left, calmly answered his phone call right in the middle of a crime. So as she's in the middle of unaliving her children, she calls the husband to play it off. But she crazy. She ain't crazy. She calculated. It says, brought her own children down to the basement one by one, overpowering their resistance and unaliving them slowly. That's the woman that they're defending. You can click my share. That's the woman that they're defending. Now, give me that other video I sent you. I want to show y'all something else these white women is doing. Wait, hold on. Let me bring it here. Let me get it back here so I can show y'all on here. I want to show y'all something else these white women is doing. Now, pause that point so I could tell people what's talking. This white lady, that's her child in the chair with her. What she's doing is taking that red cup and she's about to throw liquid on that child to show that she hates that child like Lindsay hated her child. Play it. Now, look how she's smiling. That's her kid. You're looking at the face of the devil. That's her kid. What woman would do that to their own children? Oh, play some more. Play some more.
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just one second for me. Okay.
That probably went over your head. She said, don't look at these children as people, but look at them as ceramic vases. All in defense of Lindsay.
Stop thinking about these kids as people and think about them as ceramic vases for just one second for me.
Okay. Now, this one here, the caption says, when your only son that you don't like tries to lay down on you. This is her only son. She don't like him like Lindsay don't like him. Play it. Watch the baby try to win. Look how she looking. That's her baby. Now, stop it. Why is this important, right? Somebody get me Genesis 4 and 20. Genesis 4. I'm gonna show you the mind state that they have. Get Genesis 4 and 23. We're gonna do 23 and 24. Don't read it just yet. Lindsay, for all the women, and these are mainly white women. The spirit of these white women is that I hate my kids and I wish I could unalive them like Lindsay did. That is the only answer that anyone can come up with. You cannot say that you're supporting Lindsay. If you say you support Lindsay, then you're saying you support the kids being unalived, because she's not on trial if she unalived them, because it's already known that she unalived them. She's on trial to see if she was crazy when she did it, if she was psychotic when she did it, if she had post-traumatic stress syndrome when she did it. But the courts proved that she did not have post-traumatic stress syndrome. The courts proved that she just had a mood disorder, not post-traumatic stress syndrome. So now, if she gets found not guilty, you're going to see white women unaliving their kids left and right, because what you're finding out is white women hate their kids. That's what this episode, this ain't even a psyop. Don't you know, psyops is when they want to test to know. This is just being revealed. What's being revealed is the spirit of the white woman that we have told y'all that existed since Emmett Till. She lied. Listen, the same way that white woman lied on Emmett Till is the same way she's lying about unaliving her kids. To white people, it's no different. They just want the freedom. When it says we wanted to get freedom, to white people, their freedom is to be able to do whatever evil they want and be free to do it. Well, Lindsay wants to be free to unalive her children and walk away with it. And those women want her to win so they can unalive their children and walk away with it. When, you know, black people, I've never seen, I ain't seen nobody emulate Diddy by putting sperm on their chest. I ain't seen the Diddy experiment. I ain't seen no Diddy experiment. I don't see black people emulating wickedness as like something, you know, black people create a lot of TikTok vibes, but it's mainly like dancing, ice challenge, crate challenge, goofy shit. I ain't never seen somebody in court for unaliving or doing something like that, and black people create a trend for it. But white women created a trend of being cruel to their kids to show their support for Lindsay, and they don't even know her. Which is how you know it ain't even about showing love for Lindsay. Lindsay just freed me to hate my kids too. That's all it's about. Now, read Genesis 4:22. 4:23.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamech said unto his wives.
I'm going to show y'all something real heavy. This how you want to understand unaliving? You want to understand the mind of a white person and how they feel about crime, how they feel about bloodshed, how they feel about, I can't say that word, Killing. This is about Lamech. Read it.
Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech.
Hearken what?
Hearken unto my speech.
And I want y'all to listen to these words carefully. Read.
For I have slain a man to my wounding.
So now Cain said he unalived a man to his wounding. Go ahead.
And a young man to my hurt.
And a young man to his hurt. What does it mean he unalived a young man to his hurt? By saying his hurt, who's going to get hurt? Lamech is going to get hurt. Lamech knows that unalive this young man, right, to his wounding. And then he says, a young man to my hurt, like Lindsay did. Lindsay unalived her own children, unalived them to her hurt, right? So he knows that unaliving this young man is going to hurt me because somebody's going to want justice for what I did to this young man. Just like Lindsay knew. That's why Lindsay had to make it look like a suicide accident postpartum, because she knew somebody was going to want justice for her unaliving those children. Now, read the next verse.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold.
Now, what was Cain's crime? Cain's crime was unaliving his brother. And it was told anybody unaliving Cain, 7 punishments. Or I think in Genesis, what is it? Early in the verse? Early in the chapter? It says, anyone that unalived Cain, it would vengeance shall be taken to him sevenfold. This is Cain's grandson. So Cain says, hold up. Yeah, I unalived that young man. And I unalived that young man to my hurt. But wait a minute. I'm a descendant of Cain. So Cain unalived his brother and punishment was sevenfold. What can really happen to me? Read that verse.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
So what is Lamech saying? Lamech's saying if anybody tries anything against me, vengeance will be held against them sevenfold. You know what Lindsay just gathered? She gathered her minions. Them minions are other white women that want to unalive their kids too. So Lindsay has the same mentality as Cain, same mentality as Lamech. Even when Christ said, ye are of your father the devil, he was talking about the white people that was ruling then. And she has that same mentality where if you send her to jail, I will be avenged. Whether it be appeal. If they free her, she will be avenged. It's a win for Lindsay. It's a win-win either way. Listen, this is one time where I don't know. I'm gonna tell you something. This is one time where I don't know if I want her to be found guilty or not guilty. On one hand, if she found not guilty, white women about to unalive white babies. I mean, is that bad? But now, that's my carnal side, right? If I'm obeying God, the law says, thou shalt not unalive. So if they was in our kingdom, could Lindsay unalive her children in our kingdom? It wouldn't even be a trial. She would be found guilty. Proverbs 28:1 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. If we were ruling, even the white babies would be safe. We would.
Perfectly good future slaves you get.
Yeah, but why would we do that? That's cattle. If we was ruling, white kids would be safe. What this is showing is that white people can't even take care of white people. And we need, y'all better pray to the Lord. Y'all, listen, when y'all go to sleep, don't be saying, now lay me down to sleep, man. Start praying for the Lord's return. Because with listen, they getting to the point where they ain't unaliving enough of us. They now want to unalive themselves. And they cutting them off from the womb. It's so bad, white men are leaving their white women over this. The white women are getting left at the altar. The white women are broken up with their boyfriend because they're standing with Lindsay, because even white men are scared for their children. And y'all thought black women was the problem. Black women is not the problem. With that, you want to say something? Mike? Now, come on, sis.
Wouldn't it be easier if the white man stayed with the white woman so they don't hurt?
Well, the white woman, nope. Because she was married when she unalived them kids. She sent that man on a mission. She said, how do I get him out of here? I know. Let me find out where this store is, how far this store is. Oh, it'll take 10 minutes. Let me send him on another errand, take 15 minutes. I'm going to get rid of these kids in no time. So she was married. With that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shamar Waller. All right.
Get one person.
Title for the class.
Mm-hmm.
36 Amajim, which means to stand. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yashmatah. Saul, which means to turn, face the sisters. With one courtesy salute to the sister. Menesh Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shema Allah. Yashmatah. Class dismissed.